This video will save you 11 years of your life in just a few minutes. The average person spends 4 hours and 37 minutes per day staring at their smartphone. If a kid gets a phone at 10 years old and lives to 80, that's around 120,000 hours staring at a phone, or nearly 14 years. So here are 7 uncommon changes you can make to your phone to reduce your usage from 5 hours a day to just 1 hour per day. That's 11 years of your life back. And in 11 years, you can build a multi-million-dollar company, become a doctor, get rich, learn more than one language, or master nearly any skill. The first step is turn your smartphone into a dumb phone. And that involves really removing all non-essential apps. So the definition of a phone is a device to electronically transmit sound. So the first goal is to uninstall everything that makes your phone not a phone. That means delete all your social media apps, any other sort of media apps that you use for watching movies, watching TV, all of that kind of stuff that's not necessary, and delete any quote unquote productivity apps, because any productivity app that requires you to be on your phone is actually hurting your productivity. So all of those should be removed. And I think that whole category should actually be removed from the App Store. Next, remove all apps from your home screen. Your home screen ideally is 100% blank, at least to start. You may add back 1 or 2 apps. I, for example, have one app on there that's a workout app, which is XPT, which is created by big wave surfer Laird Hamilton, because I wanted to mix up my workout program. So that's one app I have on my home screen for now, just while I'm building the habit of doing that workout. It's very intentional and there's nothing else on there. That removes all the distraction from you. This is like a person having all these apps on your home screen is like a person who's trying to lose weight and has jars of cookies all over their kitchen. It's very hard to muster the willpower to avoid tapping into all of those things when they're sitting right in front of you. So get them all out of your home screen. All you have to do is scroll right and you can access all of these apps anytime you want without having them sitting right there in front of your face every time you open your phone. Next, put the screen time app on your home screen. This forces you to see every single day how much you're using your phone, and your goal is to get your daily usage to 1 hour or less. This daily measurement tool is a meta practice that can work in any area of your life. There were years when I was doing a lot of jujitsu and working out and heavy weightlifting, and I would always have trouble gaining weight. And the only way I was actually able to gain weight was I literally put a scale in my home office and a little chart where I tracked my weight every single day. And literally like clockwork, almost instantly, I started gaining weight because I measured it every single day. That level of attention, in this case, reducing your phone usage, works when almost nothing else will. Next, treat your phone like a landline. Means plug it into its charger at your house and don't let it leave that cord. This means no walking around with it in your pocket, no carrying it around with you all over the house, no taking it to the couch, to bed, to all that kind of stuff. I got this tip from Cal Newport, the author of Deep Work. He talks about plugging your phone into somewhere into your kitchen and just leaving it there. Then it basically becomes like a landline because it's tethered to a wall or an outlet inside of your house, ideally in the kitchen. Next, write down what you want to Google. My biggest advice when it comes to using the phone is not really using social media. I haven't had those on my phone for any consistent basis for probably 5+ years. My biggest vice, and I don't watch Netflix or any of that kind of stuff on my phone. The biggest vice is actually the Safari browser. It's the biggest distractor for me because I'll just start Googling, looking up random things that I'm thinking about, but it's also hurting my brain. There's been science that has been done to research around this topic, and they call it popcorn brain, which is your brain just bouncing around between a whole bunch of different topics, constant Googling, constant opening browser windows, checking YouTube, whatever it is that you're checking. It happens even just looking stuff up online. It's much better, I found, to just put a pen and paper while I'm downstairs watching TV with my wife, for example, or by my bed. And if there's something that I want to Google, I write that down. And then the next time I'm in front of my computer, or if I'm in a certain time period when I'm using my phone, then I'll look all that stuff up at once. In most cases, it's not that important. It doesn't need to be looked up immediately. People lived for hundreds of years, thousands of years without being able to Google any idea that came to their mind. It's not an essential tool to live. It's weakening your brain and it's reducing your ability to focus. Then stop listening to podcasts. I can guarantee you 0 billionaires today credit their success to listening to podcasts. Yet many broke people that I personally know listen to all the podcasts, even the business and productivity and success oriented podcasts. That is not the key to success. Read books. Books are, in most cases, you've had somebody spend 10 years of their life and then they spent 6 months or a year condensing all of those lessons into a book that you can absorb in 4 or 5 hours. Versus most podcasts, it's somebody just asking a bunch of random questions that they spent maybe 30 minutes or an hour preparing to somebody else who did not spend a lot of time synthesizing this information, trying to write it down on paper, condensing it, simplifying it, and all that stuff that goes into a book. That doesn't happen on a podcast. So if you're going to prioritize a certain type of information to absorb, I highly recommend reading printed books. Now, if you want to go through podcasts, because there is some information, for example, some high-level e-commerce podcasts, that information is not available in books. So what I do instead is I literally go to YouTube, because they pretty much all upload their videos to YouTube. I go to the transcript, I copy that transcript, I paste it, and I literally print it out on physical paper. I'm the only person I know that physically prints podcast transcripts and reads them. But I can take a podcast transcript that would normally take an hour and a half to listen to. I can read through it in 20 minutes and skip all of the fluff and all of the nonsense. And it also takes me away from having this constant sort of thinking going on. And it also keeps me more unplugged from my phone and my computer, so I can allow my brain to calm down and better focus when I need to read something deeper. Do not keep a digital to-do list. This is basically like a gambling addict making the casino coffee shop their afternoon coffee shop. If you have to go into your phone to be productive, such as looking at your next to-do list item, you're screwed. That is not what you want to do. It's not a way to use your phone less. Use an old-fashioned pen and paper. All the billionaires who've built all of their money anytime other than the past 10 years or so have kept to-do lists on literally just sheets of paper. That system works totally fine. You don't need a phone or app to do any of that sort of stuff. Lastly, I recommend practicing a regular technology fast. I put my phone away, including computer, but the phone is the bigger problem, away every night by around 7 p.m. And then I don't touch it until the next day, till at least 7 a.m. So I get a good 12 hours every single day away from those devices, away from the internet is what really I'm trying to avoid. Then every single week, I've started doing from around Saturday at 5 or 6 p.m. until Sunday at 5 or 6 p.m. Or a lot of times I'll actually go until Monday morning. I don't touch a phone or computer and really try to avoid the internet other than maybe watching a movie or something with my wife downstairs. And so that, I feel like, gives me an instant boost in IQ. I literally feel like I get an extra 10 to 20 points or something just by putting the technology away every single day and every single week for a longer period of time. This stuff is so simple. Getting ahead of other people today has become so easy because everyone is so distracted, so involved with all of these technologies that if all you do is replace some of that with something more productive that's actually productive, such as reading a book, learning, talking with successful people, you'll get ahead of everyone literally in 6 months or less. And it all comes from just doing the things the opposite that everyone else does. So use the steps in this video to free up your time. Then if you want to use that time that you free up to build wealth and create financial freedom as an entrepreneur, subscribe to my channel and watch the video below next.